Good afternoon. I'm Heidi Kraft.
And I'm Heather Clark. We are the class sponsors of the class of 2021. We welcome you to Convocation.
Today, our senior class officers will lead us through Convocation. Our officers are Anaya Clark, President, Zanielle Salam, Vice President, Haley Novak, Secretary, and Lenshante Muse, Treasurer.
Here is Danielle to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. And now I would like to welcome Anaya Clark to the podium.
Hello to all the family, friends, faculty, community members, and the Varina High School class of 2021. My name is Anaya Clark, and I am the senior class president. Now, most of you may question, what is Convocation? And what's the purpose of Convocation? Today is a special day to honor us as seniors and to prepare ourselves for futures after high school. As all of you know, this year hasn't started off great with COVID, learning through a computer screen, and not really being able to really see family and friends. Life is so surreal. Being home and just looking at initials on a screen and working through a laptop is at times stressful and not fun. We all had experienced 3 years of socializing and just being able to be in an environment where we could be around each other. Now that things have changed, it feels deceiving and sad that it's our senior year and we couldn't experience activities like an in-person convocation, homecoming, and fall sports. American boxer Muhammad Ali once said, "I am the greatest." I said that even before I knew I was. I quote that because class of 2021, we are great and always will be. Being a high school student isn't the easiest thing, and we all made it this far. I know for a fact that we started off great, and we're going to end off being great forever. To all the family and friends listening, continue with the great thoughts, support, and amazing memories with the class of 2021. Faculty, continue with the great knowledge and skills you teach, and the guidance and inspiration you all provide for us students that will positively impact us throughout life. And to the class of 2021, continue to work hard and keep pushing through with school so in June, we all can pass the finish line on graduation day. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lenshante Muse, your senior class treasurer. It is my honor to introduce several distinguished guests we have with us today. They would like to share a few words with the class of 2021. First, we have Mr. Tyrone Nelson, who served on the Henrico County Board of Supervisors and represent the Varina District.
Blue Devils, class of 21. I'm so excited. I wish that we were together right now. In the past senior convocations, we'd be in the gym. You'd have on your blue robes, and I'd be watching you and celebrating with your parents as you have made it to the last leg of the journey. Listen, I'm hoping that come June, we'll be able to be at the Siegel Center, shaking hands, smiling. We'll be able to look back over this year and talk about the strength and tenacity it took for you to make it through this senior year. I need you to understand that you're not finished the journey yet. So this is my challenge. Keep your foot on the pedal. Keep on working hard. Don't get distracted. Make sure that you're logging into class every day, doing your homework, trying to connect and be involved. And when the doors of Varina High School open again, I'm certain you'll be in there with smiles on your face. Again, congratulations. You've made it to the last part of the journey. Now let's finish strong so that we can celebrate in June. God bless you and enjoy your senior year.
Next, we have Mr. Roscoe Cooper III, who is the chairman of Henrico County School Board, Fairfield District.
Hello, Varina High School class of 2021. I am honored and happy to bring you greetings today. I know that the last 2 years of your high school experience have not gone as planned. No one could have predicted that we would be in the midst of a global pandemic, but we are. However, the fact that you are here today says that you have been able to adapt and adjust even when things don't go as planned. I want to commend and congratulate you on making it to your senior year. I know it hasn't been easy, but the mere fact that you made it to this juncture of your journey is a testimony of your perseverance and willpower. Today represents the beginning of the next chapter of your high school experience. Helen Keller said, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence." I want you to be open. I want you to be optimistic. And I want you to know that your best days are ahead of you and not behind you. I charge you and challenge you to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. Dedicate yourself to academic excellence. Dedicate yourself to excelling in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Dedicate yourself to being the best person you can be and ascending and climbing to unreached heights in your life. I am so excited and enthused about the class of 2021. I look forward to seeing you at your graduation. You are great, and I believe that you will do great things. Go Blue Devils.
Now we have Miss Alicia Atkins, who is the Varina representative to the Henrico County School Board.
Varina community, faculty, alumni, family, and friends, I am honored to have your attention at this moment. Varina class of 2021, thank you for being uniquely you. Your impact in this world is going to be bigger than anything you could ever imagine. Go out and shatter what others think by being a positive leader, exuding intelligence, kindness, and resilience in the face of everyone. And know that what you whisper to yourself has the most power. Are you shook and whispering words of fear to yourself? Or are you saying, I am going to be the next GOAT? G-O-A-T, greatest of all time. What you whisper to yourself and what you believe will always overcome what you see. Learn to see with your spirit and your heart. When it comes to achieving success, you don't need a wish, because your education and your experiences will give you wisdom. And with that wisdom, you will change the world, one person at a time or one nation at a time. You are enough. Varina High School, one family.
It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Amy Cashwell, who is the Superintendent of Henrico County Public Schools.
Hello to the class of 2021. I'm Amy Cashwell, and I'm honored to speak to you today. I want to commend you on leading the way in safety and academics during this unusual year. While our classes are mostly virtual for now, we all look forward to gradually returning to our vibrant high school buildings. No matter which high school you attend, an architect designed it. Seniors, you each have your own construction project, the most important one you'll ever encounter. Each of you is the architect of your own future. I challenge you to cultivate qualities and experiences now that will impact the future for you and for others. As an architect, you design for the present with an awareness of the past for a future that is unknown. Our Henrico Learner Profile contains tools that can help you build for the future. I ask that you think critically, make decisions thoughtfully, seek out patterns and connections. Think creatively. Don't be afraid to learn by experimenting. In other words, your superintendent is telling you it's okay to make mistakes. Build a quality character. Inspire trust, practice integrity, and perseverance. Be a global citizen. You are part of a much larger world, and you glimpse it in your own classes. You might know that in our schools, over 100 languages are spoken and students represent more than 100 countries of origin. Demonstrate compassion and respect right now to help create the world you want. Communicate. Do not believe the idea that those who talk the most or are the loudest know best. Actively listen and then express your own understanding of the world. And finally, collaborate. No one builds a skyscraper on their own. It takes engineers, contractors, construction workers, and more. Work with others to reach common goals. We don't know what's to come, but we do know that what you design will inevitably change as your life unfolds. That may seem intimidating, but it's a good thing. You can do it. Ask, what am I good at? What do I enjoy? What does this world need? Use what you're learning about yourself to do what you can today. And so, architects of HCPS high schools, thank you for listening today. It's time to go back to the drawing board and see what you can design today.
Thank you, Dr. Cashwell. Today, I also have the pleasure of introducing Dr. John Gordon III. Dr. John B. Gordon III has also been in public education since 1995, where he began his career as a substitute teacher and basketball coach on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, working in the elementary levels as a 5th grade teacher in Salisbury, Maryland, and at the secondary levels as a high school history teacher in both Richmond, Virginia and Chesterfield, Virginia. Dr. Gordon taught with energy and creativity that led to high levels of student involvement and learning in the classroom. He brought the same level of detail, creativity, and passion throughout his years as a high school basketball coach at Armstrong and Meadowbrook High School, winning numerous championships over a 10-year career. John crossed the bridge into administration in 2005, where he served as the Dean of Students at Meadowbrook High School. In the 2007 and 2008 school year, Dr. Gordon was promoted to assistant principal at Meadowbrook High School, and after he retired from coaching, transferred to Monacan High School, where he also served as an assistant principal. Dr. Gordon has had the honor of being the principal of the James Monroe High School in Fredericksburg, Virginia. From 2009 to 2014, the school improvement plan at the James Monroe focused on closing the achievement gap and increasing minority student achievement in advanced and honor classes. During his final year as principal, the James Monroe High School was rated in the top 7% of high schools by the U.S. News and World Report. Due to his successful tenure as principal, Dr. Gordon served as the Director of Administrative Services for Fredericksburg City Public Schools from 2014 to 2017. In this role, John brought the International Baccalaureate program to Fredericksburg City Public Schools and led the renovation of the Walker Grant Center, the original African-American high school for the city of Fredericksburg. During his time in Fredericksburg, John also served as an adjunct professor at Eastern Mennonite University, the University of Mary Washington, and the University of Virginia. He also has led several engaging professional learning sessions for the Virginia Education Association and the Virginia School Board Association, such as how to instruct African American males, culturally responsive instruction, and the prospective recruiting educator of color. In 2017, Dr. Gordon spread his message of inspiration and transformational leadership as the chief of schools for Chesterfield County Public Schools. In every year of his tenure, Dr. Gordon led Chesterfield County Public Schools to 100% accreditation, the development of the administrative-led program, the creation of the CCPS leadership framework with a focus on principal talent management. Dr. Gordon has worked closely with the New York City Leadership Academy, where he has written 2 articles: How One Virginia District is Developing Principal Supervisors to Transform Schools, and Strategic Equity Planning Makes a Difference for Our Students. John also wrote his first book in April 2019, The Teacher's Lounge, The Real Role of Educators in Your Schools. That takes a 40-year walk through the field of education as told through the lens of an African-American boy from the suburbs of Richmond. Dr. Gordon currently serves as the Superintendent of Suffolk Public Schools, where his mantra of building the best SPS works towards Suffolk Public Schools becoming the premier school division in the nation. Dr. Gordon is also the president of Schools That Inspire LLC, an educational consulting firm designed to inspire a generation one student at a time. Dr. John B. Gordon III has a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Virginia in 1995, a Master of Education with concentration in Social Studies from the University of Virginia in 2000, a Postmaster's Certificate in Educational Leadership from Virginia Commonwealth University in 2007, and a Doctorate in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies from Virginia Tech in 2012. He is married to his wife Siobhan, who is a member of the Varina High School class of 1991. They have 3 children, Marcus, Kennedy, and Simone.
Hello there, Varina High School class of 2021. Dr. John B. Gordon III here from Schools That Inspire LLC, where we hope to inspire a generation, one student at a time. I want to take this time to share some words of wisdom with you, the leaders of the Blue Devil family, as you commence on your senior year. First of all, you are seniors. For 13 long, hard, tough years, you have waited for this moment, and it is finally here. You are officially the big Blue Devils on campus, and all of us expect you to lead your peers and this school more than ever this year. Let me make a brief public service announcement. We need you. Your teachers need you to be the role models for the entire community. No pressure, as I am sure many of you are ready for this challenge and are used to being in the spotlight. Your community needs you to give them something to cheer about, to let them know that the 2020-2021 school year is going to be outstanding, even though the start of the year is a little bit different. The junior class needs you to show them the way. This is the way in my Mandalorian voice. They need you to show them how to persevere, how to develop grit, how to be resilient, and more importantly, what it means to be an upperclassman. The junior class of 2022 looks to you as the model of what it will mean when they become seniors. The sophomore class of 2023 looks to you as to what they want to become. You are the older brothers and older sisters that their friends sometimes talk about and gaze at as if they were superstars. Well, in some cases, you are. Many of the sophomores remember you when you were the big boy and girl on campus next door at John Rolfe when you were in the 8th grade. There is something about the way a 6th grader looks at an 8th grader that inspires everyone to want to be great. The freshman class of 2024 looks at you as if you are superheroes. They read about you in the Richmond Times-Dispatch. They have heard your name over the public address speaker as they have celebrated touchdown after touchdown, basket after basket, and goal after goal. To many of them, you walk on water, which is even more amazing because you are a Blue Devil, laugh out loud. As seniors, you define what it means to have gathered all the experience and knowledge that a public education can provide. You lead the clubs, you are captains of the sports teams, and you will become the stuff that legends are made of. We are looking at you, class of 2021, to help us keep the smiles on our faces as we navigate through a pandemic, upcoming elections, and surviving virtual learning. Yes, I know. I have already heard the stories of how some of you participate in every class while lying on your bed, how you have been very hesitant to turn on your camera because you are having a bad hair day, or wearing the same clothes that you had on yesterday, and you want to protect your rep as a student that has the most style. As long as you are wearing Blue Devil merch or swag, maybe it doesn't matter. But yes, your reputation does matter. And the reputation of the senior class is one of excellence, one of being a class that has fun, and like the theme of Varina High School, one of family. I can share with you today that you would never forget your classmates and friends that you graduated with. In many cases, these are the same people that you have grown up with your entire lives. When you return for your 10-year reunion, it will be interesting to see who looks so old, who still looks the same, and who has literally moved on with their life and done great things. I want to make sure that I take some time to share with you some advice or my top 5 for your last year at Varina High School. Number 1, make sure you have a plan for after you graduate. Start thinking about that plan right now and do the things necessary in order to make that plan a reality. This year is going to go by fast, and we do not want you to be left behind. Number 2, move out of your parents' house. Right now, all of your parents are cheering and are already making plans to convert your bedroom into a new office or home gym. Moving out of your parents' home does not have to be right now, but we cannot have you being 25 and still living at home. I know for a fact that all of you are strong enough and have great desire and that this will not be a problem. Remember, you are Blue Devils. Number 3, find a way to give back to Varina High School. When you make it big, and notice how I said when and not if, please do not forget that you wouldn't have made it to where you are in the future if it was not for that great faculty that supported you during your 4 years of high school. I know right now you can think about that one teacher or faculty member that made a difference in your lives. Please make sure that you promise to me today that you will thank them before you walk across the stage at the Siegel Center on VCU's campus. Number 4, never forget where you come from. You are part of a special community that has changed a lot over the years, but the one thing that stays the same is the people. As you move into young adulthood, people will now look at you for guidance, to be the leaders of the next generation, and to solve the problems that my generation could not solve. We know that all of you have the technological skills, determination, social skills, and ingenuity to make life better for all of us. Number 5, come back and visit. Now, I need to be clear here and let it be known that the wonderful faculty of Varina High School does not want to see you every day. But they do want to see you at the games, at the concerts, and at large community events in Varina. Please take the time to share your story about how your 4 years at Varina helped to prepare you for life, and that you are so thankful that you have had the opportunity to be a Blue Devil. Yes, a Blue Devil. We are not talking about Duke University here. We are talking about Varina High School. I would prefer not to talk about Duke anyway, as I am a UVA grad and the home of the only men's basketball national champion that spanned over 2 years. Wahoo wah. Anyway, we are not talking about the French soldiers, otherwise known as Diable Bleu, that fought against General Pershing and the Chasseurs Alpines. I guess you can tell that I was a history teacher. We are talking about the Varina Blue Devils, the school on Mesa Road that creates leaders, outstanding students, and home to one of the greatest faculties known to man. It is also home to the legendary senior class of 2021 who are ready for this year. I have to remind you that being a senior is different. It is different than being a 5th grader, where everyone knew you were 5th graders purely by the fact that you were bigger than all of the other kids. Here is when you probably realize that being the last grade at your school meant that you had extra responsibility, that the teachers trusted you more, and that you truly were the definition of being leaders. The same can be said when you were in the 8th grade, probably right next door at John Roth Middle School, or maybe at Elko Middle School. When you were in the 8th grade, you began to feel that you were a bit older, that you were mature, that you were ready for high school. But then it hits you next year as a 9th grader, or as a freshman, I am starting all over. I can stand here and tell you that in the end, it is all worth it, because you are now seniors. In public education, you have reached the pinnacle, the mountaintop. You are the kings and queens of the hill. This is it. This is your time, and I know that all of you are ready. So what are you going to do this year? Are you going to focus on the fact that you started the school year in a virtual setting and that things did not go the way it's supposed to? Or are you going to make the most of each and every day, and regardless of how you learn, you are going to take pride in the fact that you are the senior class of 2021 and that you represent Varina High School more than anyone? I know in talking to many of you and in talking to your parents that this senior class is motivated to become the best senior class that Varina High School has ever had. This goes all the way back to Varina High School being founded 111 years ago in 1909, and the current building being built 57 years ago in 1963. Do not tell the other graduating classes that I said this, but the class of 2021 is where it is at. The class of 2021 is ready. All 319 of you are ready. And I'm counting on all of you to graduate together at the same time, on the same day, and to celebrate not only your graduation, but your journey together as Blue Devils. Your senior year is supposed to be something that you will never forget. It is supposed to be one of those milestones that you cherish for the rest of your life. Please don't forget that. Please hold each other accountable so that everyone can reach their goals. Please support each other, and it is needed now more than ever. Please respect the faculty at Varina High School that is here to support you. They love you, and I know that you love them. You are here at Varina High School senior class. Welcome to your senior year, which will be full of cheer. Lead the Blue Devils, lead your community, and become the great people that we all know that you are.
Hello, I'm Haley Novak, your senior class secretary. Each year at Convocation, we take time to celebrate an alumni who has worked hard at giving back to Varina High School. This year, we have an alumni from the class of 1984, Mrs. Faith Johnson Hooper. Not only did Mrs. Hooper and her daughter attend Varina High School, she has been extremely generous with her time and fundraising to ensure students at Varina have the best. She has volunteered countless hours to the PTSA and sports. At her 25th year reunion, she helped raise funds for students to have supplies and scholarships. In 2019, she was the Volunteer of the Year for Dominion Energy and was able to donate money to her choice, which was Varina High School. At her 35-year reunion, she helped raise funds to buy fun school supplies for students. Mrs. Hooper, Varina High School appreciates all the time and money you have given to our family. We would like you to have this plaque as a token of our appreciation.
Blue Devil family, I am proud to speak on behalf of the class of 2021. As a class, we are continuing a special tradition at Varina High School, the presentation of the gown. Each member of our class will sign this gown. It is a symbol of our commitment to graduate in our class unity. As class of 2021, each time you see the gown in the main office or on social media, let it remind you of all the hard work you have done to get to this point. More importantly, let it motivate and inspire you to push through the difficult and lazy moments to reach the next goal of graduation. Parents, supporters, trusted adults, and all of those who made up the Varina family, each time you see the gown, let it remind you of your students' growth and achievements. Let it bring you thoughts of our success as we begin our journey at the Varina. Continue to have hopes and dreams for us. The class of 2021 presents this gown to faculty of Varina High School in care of our class sponsors. Ms. Kraft, Ms. Clark, we entrust the gown to the faculty knowing that they will continue to help us strive towards success and our mission forward. Thank you.
And now introducing our principal, Mr. Darren Thompson.
Great afternoon, parents, guardians, distinguished guests, and class of 2021. As principal of Varina High School, I am honored to stand before you on this day as it officially signifies the early beginnings of a new chapter and a new phase. And with the right focus and strategy, you will be on pace for graduation. Now, the past 3 years, you have invested by way of preparation, commitment, and hard work to reach this point of being a high school senior. I equate that to the hours of training that a marathon runner endures. And in runner's terminology, that is called putting time in the bank. To reach this point today shows that you all have put that time in, 3,780 hours to be exact. When you first entered the doors of Varina High School, many of you did not know what to expect. You had to make new friends, and you had to form a different approach because high school was quite different than your middle school experience. But the most important thing throughout that journey until now is that you kept your pace. Although sometimes some of us even slowed down a little, we stayed the course. This is exactly what a successful marathon runner does in the beginning of a race. And then as they reach the last portion of the race, they begin to relax just a little bit, but they stay extremely focused. And if they feel themselves falling behind, they throw in a little burst or surge to finish the race. Class of 2021, in comparison to the 3,780 hours you have invested in this journey up until now, there is only a small fraction of time left before we will sit in front of each other again in this type of forum for your graduation. From now until that time, I encourage you to stay the course, remain resilient and dedicated, remain focused, and keep being the most amazing scholars you have shown this community you are. Class of 2021, you got this. We got this. And as I close, one love, one family, Blue Devils, we are one.